Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Hello and welcome, coin lovers. This channel is dedicated to the fascinating world of coins from every corner of the globe. From ancient currency to modern mints, rare finds to everyday coins, we explore their history, design, and hidden stories. So subscribe now and join our growing community of coin collectors, history enthusiasts, and curious minds. I have 3 videos of 1 cent. So let's get started. The United States 1 cent coin of 1944, commonly known as the 1944 Lincoln Wheat penny, is one of the most widely collected coins in American numismatic history, representing an important chapter in the World War II era when coinage metals, minting decisions, and economic conditions all played a major role in shaping the design and material of U.S. currency. The coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, appeared on earlier cents and symbolize one of the most recognized designs in world coinage. The year 1944 is especially significant because it marked the return to copper-based pennies following the previous year's experiment with zinc-coated steel cents of 1943, which were produced due to wartime shortages of copper. By 1944, the U.S. Mint collected and melted down large quantities of spent ammunition shell casings from the battlefields and military training ranges, recycling the brass into sheets used for minting millions of 1944 pennies, a fact that gives this coin a deep historical connection to the wartime efforts of the American people. On the obverse front of the coin, Lincoln's profile faces right, accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty," on the left side, and the date 1944 on the right side. Beneath the date appears the mint mark, either D for the Denver Mint, S for the San Francisco Mint, or no mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use one at the time. Each mint carried different production totals. Philadelphia produced the largest number, followed by Denver and San Francisco, making the 1944 issue one of the most abundant wheat cents ever minted. Despite its high mintage, many collectors seek the coin because of its strong historical background, classic wheat ear design, and unique wartime composition. The reversed back of the coin displays 2 stylized wheat stalks flanking the denomination, 1 cent, centered boldly in the middle, along with United States of America just below it. The motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, appears across the top, symbolizing the unity of the nation during a time of global conflict. The composition of most 1944 cents is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, although some were mistakenly struck on leftover 1943 steel planchettes, creating the extremely rare and valuable 1944 steel penny, which today stands among the most expensive U.S. coins in existence. Normal 1944 cents usually weigh around 3.11 grams, while the accidental steel variety weighs 2.7 grams and is strongly magnetic. The edge of the coin is smooth plain and the diameter of 19 millimeters remains standard for Lincoln cents. Because millions were produced, circulated examples are common, but high-grade uncirculated pieces with strong luster and minimal marks can attract significant collector interest. Variations such as die cracks, double dies, repunched mint marks RPMs, weak strikes, and lamination errors also exist, and these error coins often command higher values depending on rarity and condition. Numismatically, the 1944 penny carries educational importance, representing not only the transition from wartime rationing of critical metals but also the evolution of the Lincoln cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958 using the wheat ear reverse. It remains a favorite for beginners and advanced collectors alike. The circulation pattern of the 1944 cent tells the story of the American economy recovering from wartime restrictions, as vast quantities of coins were required to support increased commercial activity and industrial growth during the final phases of World War II. Many people today still find 1944 wheat pennies among inherited collections, old jars, and estate holdings, contributing to their continued popularity and nostalgic value. For historians, the fact that these coins were minted from recycled ammunition brass adds emotional depth. Each coin becomes a tiny piece of the nation's wartime legacy, possibly containing metal once used on the battlefield or in military training exercises. Today, the 1944 penny remains a symbol of American durability, economic resilience, and artistic tradition. It is a coin many collectors cherish not only for its age and classic look but also for its meaningful place in American history. Well-preserved examples, especially those graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch much higher prices in the collector market, and rare era varieties may reach thousands of dollars. As one of the most iconic copper coins of the mid-20th century, the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny stands as both a numismatic treasure and a historical artifact that connects modern collectors to the powerful era of World War II and the evolution of U.S. minting techniques. Next video. The United States 1946 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln wheat penny, is one of the most iconic small denomination coins produced by the U.S. Mint in the mid-20th century, and it holds a special place in the collections of numismatists due to its historical background, minting details, metal composition, and design features that connect directly to the era following World War II. Minted 1 year after the end of the war, the 1946 penny marks the return to the normal bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, a significant shift because pennies from 1943 were steel, and from 1944-45 were mostly made from recycled shell case brass. The 1946 penny therefore represents the transition period where the U.S. Mint stabilized its coinage metal supply. On the obverse front of the 1946 1-cent coin, we find the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner and first introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birth anniversary. The portrait shows Lincoln facing right with fine details in his hair, cheekbone, jawline, and clothing folds, though the sharpness of these details depends heavily on strike quality and coin wear. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust," a permanent feature of all Lincoln cents. To the left of Lincoln is the word, "Liberty," slightly spaced from the rim, and on the right side is the date 1946, which may also include a mintmark depending on where the coin was produced. 3 U.S. mints struck Lincoln cents in 1946. Philadelphia, no mintmark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Among these, the 1946 penny from Philadelphia had the highest mintage, while the 1946 S had lower mintage, making it more attractive to collectors though not necessarily rare. Turning to the reverse back of the coin, we see the beloved and instantly recognizable wheat-ear design, also created by Brenner. This design features two stylized wheat stalks curving upward along the left and right edges of the coin, symbolizing agriculture, growth, and national prosperity. Between the wheat ears appears the denomination, 1 cent, in large bold lettering, followed by, United States of America. Above this is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. The reverse design continued until 1958 and remains a favorite among collectors because of its vintage, elegant look. In terms of physical specifications, the 1946 penny has a mass of 3.11 grams, a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, and a plain, smooth edge. When freshly minted, these coins had a bright reddish copper color, but over time they often toned to brown or dark chocolate depending on circulation, environmental conditions, and storage. From a historical perspective, the 1946 penny is interesting because it was struck during a period of economic recovery when millions of soldiers had just returned from war. Industries were converting from military to civilian production, and the American economy was booming again. As a result, large numbers of coins were needed for everyday commerce, which explains the high mintage figures. Although many 1946 pennies are common today, their value increases significantly when found in uncirculated or high-grade condition, particularly in the professional grading categories of Mississippi 65, Mississippi 66, and Mississippi 67, where the coin retains original mint luster and minimal surface marks. A 1946 penny with a sharp strike and full reddish mint color (RD) is much scarcer and commands premium value. Errors from 1946 also interest collectors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, lamination errors, and repunch mintmarks RPMs, some of which can be worth much more than regular examples. Collectors appreciate the 1946 Lincoln wheat penny not only for its affordability and availability but also for the rich history it represents. Even a simple circulated 1946 penny serves as a tiny piece of American heritage from the immediate post-war era. Its design, materials, and mintage connect directly to national events, including metal shortages, wartime economy adjustments, and the mint's smooth transition into peacetime operations. Whether kept for historical interest, numismatic study, or sentimental value, the 1946 U.S. 1-cent coin remains an important and fascinating part of the long-running Lincoln cent series and continues to be one of the most widely collected coins in the world. Next video. The 1969 United States 1-cent coin, commonly called the Lincoln cent or penny, is part of the long-running Lincoln series that started in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1969 penny continued the tradition of honoring President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose portrait has been featured on the Obverse front side for over a century. The coin is copper-based, with minor changes in composition from previous years. While modern pennies after 1982 shifted primarily to zinc, the 1969 penny was still mostly 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, maintaining the classic reddish-bronze appearance. The obverse features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces right, showing a calm, thoughtful expression, reflecting his role as a revered leader. The words, "In God We Trust," are inscribed along the top rim. Liberty is placed to the left of Lincoln. The year, 1969, appears to the right, with a small mint mark if applicable. No mint mark. Philadelphia Mint. D. Denver Mint. S. San Francisco Mint proof coins. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. United States of America, along the top rim. E pluribus unum, above the memorial. 1 cent, at the bottom center. Tiny details inside the memorial show Lincoln's seated statue, a feature introduced in 1959, replacing the earlier Whittier's design from 1909-1958. Diameter, 19.05 millimeters. Thickness, 1.52 millimeters. Weight, 3.11 grams. Edge, plain, smooth. Composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc bronze alloy. Philadelphia, no mint mark, approximately 1,256,000,000 coins. Denver, D mint mark, approximately 2,222,000,000 coins. San Francisco, S mint mark, proof only, approximately 10,500,000 coins. The 1969 Denver Mint penny is famous among collectors due to the 1969 S double die obverse, which is extremely rare and valuable. This variant shows a pronounced doubling of the date and inscriptions. Genuine examples are among the most sought-after Lincoln cents. Most circulated 1969 pennies are common and low in collector value, typically worth 1 to 5 cents unless in exceptional uncirculated condition or with the rare double die. Common 1969 pennies. Collectors mostly seek uncirculated or mint condition coins. 1969 S double die obverse can fetch anywhere from $10,000 to over $100,000, depending on condition and grading. Mint mark, Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. Coin condition, grading: good, fine, very fine, mint state. Rarity of errors or variations, double dies, repunched mint marks. The coin was minted during a turbulent period in U.S. history, including the Vietnam War, Civil Rights Movement, and Space Race. Abraham Lincoln remained a symbol of unity and moral leadership, making the penny not just a currency piece but also a historical reminder. The 1969 penny continued the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which was used from 1959 to 2008. Lincoln pennies are the longest-running U.S. coin series featuring the same person. The 1969 pennies are heavier and redder compared to post-1982 pennies due to higher copper content. Many collectors look for coins with original, red, color, as circulation tends to turn them brown. While primarily circulated coins are of low monetary value, the 1969 Lincoln penny is a favorite among numismatists, coin collectors, due to its historical significance and potential for rare errors. It serves as an excellent coin for educational purposes, illustrating mid-20th century American minting techniques and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. The 1969 U.S. 1-cent coin is a classic bronze Lincoln penny, valued more for its historical significance than monetary worth unless it is a rare error coin. Its design, composition, and production history make it an important part of American numismatic heritage, bridging the early 20th century to modern coinage. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new coin story awaits you every next day.